Have you ever tasted a dessert so sweet and delicious that you savor every flavor as it melts on your mouth? Have you ever wanted to make a dessert like this? Well, look no further. Meringues are a sweet and fluffy dessert that I always make for my friends and family. And today I'll be informing you all about meringues, including their history, the many types, and even how to make some of your own. So let's get started. Meringues were invented in 1720 and are attributed to the Swiss pastry chef of Italian origin named Gasparini. Meringues are light and sweet cookie-sized pastry that are hard on the outside and then chewy on the inside, almost as if it's melting in your mouth. In order to achieve this texture, the meringue cookies require certain preparations, like beating the ingredients until fluffy and peaked, piping the shapes onto a baking sheet, and then placing the dessert into an oven to cook for a long time at a low temperature until they are dry on the outside. Once they are finished baking, rather than being brown, they're more of an ivory color, and meringues are eaten by themselves as well as toppings on fruit, ice cream, and pudding. There are three types of meringues: the French meringue, the Italian meringue, and the Swiss meringue. All these vary simply in how the sugar is added. The French meringue, which is the ones that we'll be learning how to make today, are the most common and well known. For this meringue, the sugar is added by being gradually sprinkled into a beaten mixture of egg whites. This makes the meringue least stable, but it's also the most fluffy and light compared to the other two. Italian meringues are the most stable of the three. These are made with a heated sugar syrup that is beaten into the egg white mixture after reaching a soft peak and then whipped into a firm glossy peak. This leaves the meringue with great stability and smooth texture. The Swiss meringues are denser compared to the other types. These are made by stirring sugar and egg whites in a pot of simmering water until they are warm before whipping them. Also different from the other types is that this meringue requires the sugar to be added much earlier, preventing the egg whites from expanding much in volume, but adds to the meringue's fine texture. Now that you know a bit more about the delicious dessert, let's learn how to bake some. The ingredients needed are 4 egg whites, a pinch of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Next, you'd want to preheat the oven to 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 135 degrees Celsius, and line the baking sheets with parchment paper or baking spray. In a large glass or metal bowl, whip the egg whites with salt and cream of tartar until they reach a soft peak, then gradually sprinkle in sugar while continuing to whip the mixture into a stiff peak. Then fold in the vanilla and drop heaping spoonfuls onto a prepared baking sheet. Bake for 35 minutes or until they peel off the baking sheet. Cool on a wire rack and then store in an airtight container at room temperature. And ta-da! Now you have yummy treats to share with everyone. And meringues are a great and delicious treat for anyone to try out, and now that you've learned more about them, such as the history, the types, and even how to make some on your own, you can now share it with your friends and family.